Hi, DelusionDispeller here again to continue my story. So, my husband over time, after we had left the church, we were gone for like maybe, I don't know, 6 or 7 months or something. He was becoming very snappy with my daughter and I. Just out of the blue, like for a couple weeks. And it was just getting to the point where I couldn't understand what was going on. So, one day I sat down with him and I said, Sal, what's wrong, honey? I mean, you seem so angry and so bitter and just lashing out at us. What did we do so wrong that you're so angry? This isn't like you. And he's like, I don't know. And he just kind of blew me off. And then finally, he opened up. And he said, well, at least you got to be on the worship team playing that keyboard and stuff, and you weren't being harassed behind the scenes, and you weren't being taken back there and reprimanded and mistreated. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa, what are you talking about? Who did what to you? Huh? I didn't know what he was talking about. He said, every time you were sitting down at that keyboard at practices, Pastor Penner would take me to the back, or he would go to the back, and Pastor Penner would take me back in the back room, or in the back of the church, or whatever, and would sit there and tell me, I heard how you said this, and I heard what you did and that, and we don't appreciate you, blah, blah, blah. Every single week. Every week I practiced for months. This so-called pastor was harassing my husband. Now, you have to understand, my husband has some issues of his own from being horridly tortured and abused as a child. So this did not work very well for his self-esteem. He was pretty devastated. It triggered him really bad, and he was having a lot of problems. And obviously lashing out because he didn't know how to talk to me about it. And I said, honey, why didn't you tell me this? He said, well, you were so busy with worshiping, doing the worship practice and stuff. I would try to tell you. I wanted to come up there and tell you. But Sherry had already told me I couldn't come up and tell you anything, which was true. From the beginning, my husband would walk up to the platform and try to talk to me. And Sherry said, you know what, Sal, you need to stay there. Stay in your seat during the practice. Do not interrupt us. Just sit there and be good, okay? And made my husband feel like a little child. And very intimidating and narcissistic of her. So anyway, yeah. So he said, you know, when I tried, I wanted to come and tell you what was going on, what Pastor Penner was doing and saying, but I couldn't. And then by the time we got home, I forgot about it and I didn't tell you. And I've been just holding it in all this time for these months. Oh, I was furious. I was absolutely furious. I know at some point along that time, I approached Sherry because Sherry was somebody that I was there for. She went through a hysterectomy and I was there for her. I was the one that emotionally supported her, checked on her, made sure she was okay. And this just was like, oh my gosh, really? Unbelievable that somebody could treat another human being this way and call himself a pastor in the process and even a Christian or a godly person. Terrible. So, I'm going to try to wind down here. It really upsets me even to think about it at this point. I wrote to Sherry and I said, you know, Pastor Penner had said that you came to him with some stuff about we said this or we said that. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Now we were texting this online. Then I named specific situations. She said, that's right, you did say that and you did say this and blah, 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 blah. I said, you know, if you were going to two-time me like this, why did you tell me just yesterday how we're friends and we'll always be friends and no matter what happens, you'll love me and we'll be together and as partners and ministry workers and blah, blah, blah. Why did you do that to me? And now you're just like denying everything or you're accusing me of things I didn't do and you're agreeing with Pastor Penner that we did all this stuff. What's going on there, Sherry? Well, Sherry decided to just sort of X me out of her little chat session, X me off of her phone, ignore my calls from that moment on, and never talked to me again after that. Yeah. Narcissist haven everywhere I go and everywhere I look. Seriously. So, that being said, that leads me up to today. I'm trying to think if there was any other narcissists I've come in contact with. Not thinking so, not really like on a first-hand basis. But that pretty much sums it up for you. Pretty much it, I guess. Am I a narcissist magnet? Probably to an extent. The good thing was, I didn't get that close to Sherry, but I will tell those of you who have been with narcissists and are having a really hard time letting go. I don't care how well you know narcissistic personality disorder, because, I mean, I have a master's and a bachelor's in psychology. I studied a little bit about this stuff. I've experienced a lot of it. It never stops becoming a hurtful thing when you've gotten close to somebody and they turn out to be one of these creatures, these narcissistic people. It still hurts. It hurt when Sherry blocked me on her Facebook. It hurt when she stopped taking my calls, because I had established this habit, this relational habit with her, that we would talk to each other every day. And I would support her through everything. And she seemed to be connecting with me. We went out to lunch. I mean, we had a relationship. It doesn't not hurt when somebody hurts you. So if you're hurting, give yourself a big hug and say, it's going to be okay. You'll get through this. It doesn't feel like it right now, but you will. It took me a good 6 months to heal from what Sherry did to me. And as far as Pastor Penner and the narcissistic pastor of the big church and all of them, they're going to do their thing. I'm not going to bother them. I'm not going to harass them, whatever. I'm not trying to go back there or try to work things out. It's over. I let it go. You need to do that too, as much as you possibly can with the narcissist in your life. If you're married to them, I understand that. And if you want to stay married to them, I understand that too. Just take care of yourself, because you can't change them. You're not going to change them no matter how hard you try. And you need to just move on and let go emotionally, and don't attach so tightly to them that you have no identity of your own. Anyway, watch some of my other videos. It talks more in depth about that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching this. Maybe that tells you a little bit more of some of the things I've been going through in the background, in between making videos, in between getting my degrees and all that stuff. That makes me who I am. So, thank you for watching. That was about some of the dysfunctional people in my life. Thank you so much, and talk to you soon. If you do want a private session, I do arrange those. Write me at DelusionDispeller@gmail.com. God bless you, and we'll see you for now.